We are going to go over the slides that we did yesterday. So slide 14 has been completed. Double check your work, make sure you did it correctly. And then slide 15, you need to fill in the letters. I'm going to show you those that are on my foldable. So if you need to, you can pause real quick. Just going to go down it, make sure that you have everything completed correctly. Okay, so now we are moving on to slide 16, which is 1.3 rational operations. So when we talk about operations, we're talking about add, subtract, multiply, divide. And we want to recall how to do our signed numbers. So I've given you a foldable that looks exactly like this. I'd just like y'all to have a reminder in case you're like, I forgot how to do that. You can always go back in your journal to do that, or to remember or relearn it, or whatever you need to do. So I am going to show you my journal. So on page 7, I glued this in. So we will put this on 8 when we finish it. You don't have to glue it in just yet, but let's go ahead and write your name on it, just in case it falls out of your journal. You can, I can give it back to you if I find it on the ground. So add and subtract signed numbers. Adding numbers with the same sign. When you add numbers, it says add the absolute value. So absolute value means just the number, no negative sign, and keep the same sign. So if they are the same sign, you're going to add and keep the same sign. We're not going to do this with a calculator because you need to know how to do it without a calculator. The first test will be a non-calculator test. So if we look at this first one, this first example, -5 plus a -8, they are the same sign. So we're going to add them and keep the common sign. So we know it's going to be negative. So then we add 5 and 8. And that is 13. So it's -13. Next one, 2 plus 13. Really? That's so easy, right? 15. But all it is reminding you of, see how they're the same sign? We add them, keep the positive because they're both positive. Adding numbers with different signs. So this is different signs. So whenever you think about different, you think about difference, which means subtract. If you're finding the difference between two things, you're subtracting them. So we are going to subtract and keep the sign of the larger number. So I'm going to label the larger number with an L so that I know which one's larger. So if I have 15 and 10, I know 15 is larger. The sign of 15 is negative. So I ignore the negative sign whenever I'm looking to see which one's larger. So 15 minus 10, so I'm subtracting them, I'm finding the difference. They have a difference of 5. And I keep the sign of the larger one. So remember, I put the L over the 15, so that's a -5. Okay, the next one, we have 40 and 32. 40 is larger, so I'm going to put an L right there. They are different signs, so subtract them. If I have 40, I take 32 away. How much do I have left?
Oh, no,
8, yeah.
Oh, wait, you subtracted, my bad.
You're fine, you're good. And then we keep the sign larger, so we know that's positive. Then this one is subtracting numbers. So these two were adding numbers. See how they had addition between them? Well, this one, it has subtraction between them. I think your teacher taught y'all keep, change, flip. Okay? So you don't have to put keep, change, change. You can put keep, change, flip, or is that what it was?
Last year we moved keep change.
You did keep, change, change?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's one of them.
It was one of those. All right, so it says rewrite the subtraction problem as an addition problem. Keep, change, change. So I'm going to keep the first, change the subtract to addition, and change the sign here to the opposite. Or keep, change, opposite? I don't know. I don't know what y'all learned before. I'm going to probably say keep, change, change. So we keep the first, change the subtraction to a plus, and change the sign of the next number to the opposite sign. So now what I have is an addition problem. -8 plus a -2. They're the same sign. So now I go back up to my rules here. Same sign, add and keep the common sign. So 8 and 2 make 10. And we keep that common sign. -10 is our solution. Subtracting this next one. So 4 minus a -4. So keep, change, change. So keep the first, change the subtract to a plus, change the sign of this one. So now I have 4 plus 4 just equals 8. All right, let's go on to multiplying and dividing sign numbers. So we're only doing the left side of this. Tomorrow we'll do the fraction one. So multiplying and dividing signed numbers. So multiplying and dividing integers with the same sign. If they're the same sign, then our answer is going to be positive. So signs are the same, the answer is positive. So we just need to multiply this. 8 times 3. 24. Same signs. -10 times a -4. They're the same sign, so our answer is positive, so it's positive 40. Same sign here, 12 divided by 3. -3 divided by a -10. Think about this as, remember how you say it? -3, -10. Well, it's really 3/10. Do y'all remember that? Doing tenths? So it'd be 0.3. 3/10.
But isn't it repeating?
No, repeating would be 1/3. And they're the same sign, so it's positive. So if I saw this like this, then I would just mark out those negatives. And you have 3/10, which remember, we would write that, the 3 in the tenths spot. Hopefully that's kind of coming back to you. All right, the last rule is multiplying and dividing integers with different signs. If they're different, we will get a negative answer. So 3 times a -12. Different signs. We'll multiply 3 times 12. -36. And if you have to, do this whole thing, you can. There's nothing wrong with that. The next one, -5 and a +7 being multiplied. -35. Then negative 16 divided by 4.
-4.
Negative 4. Different signs. Next one is, I'm going to rewrite this like this so I can maybe look at it a little easier, an easier way of looking at it. So I can actually not divide these evenly, so I just need to simplify the fraction. What will go into both 10 and 25? So I'm going to divide by 5, top and bottom. 2/5. The negative was on bottom. It doesn't matter where I put that negative as long as I only put 1. I could put it straight out front if I wanted to. So I could put it as negative 2/5 or negative out front 2/5 or 2 over negative 5. They all mean the same thing. Just be careful not to add an extra negative on there. It only needs 1. The one I like best is this one, the negative out front. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're still going to work on this foldable and look back at it for help. So don't put it away just yet. We're going to do some practice.
Wait, so what's the
Well, we would, yeah.
So now you are to work on these problems not using a calculator. So something to remember, whenever you subtract, you keep, change. So keep, change. So, and then you can rewrite it. And then you would get -4. Okay, you can check all these answers with a calculator, but I want you to go through and do them and then see how you did. Whenever you divide something like 72 divided by 3, just work it out like that. Okay, so you're going to check that, and then this is going to go in your Unit 1 pocket. You're just going to fold it in half, put it in your Unit 1 pocket once you're done with it. So it'll be one of those things that I check whenever I check your composition book. So your assignment that will be graded will be in Delta Math. So I want you to open up your computer and go to classwork and go all the way down to the bottom where it says register for websites, join Delta Math. You're going to click on the website and make sure that whenever you do that, that you're put in the correct class period. So this would be first period. If you're in a different class, it should pop up. Let's see. Whenever you click on it, it should pop up that you're in second period. So make sure you pay attention. You're going to register with Google. So you're on Google Classroom, join Delta Math under classwork, click on the link, and then join with Google Classroom. You don't have to do any kind of code because it automatically does it for you when you use this link. After you go through Delta Math and you register with Google, go ahead and create your account. Then you will click log in with Google, and then you have your assignment there, and it is timed for the integer operations. Once you finish, then you're done for me for today.